Okay, now we're going to talk a little bit about some of the other restraints other than the handcuffs that we have been learning through this entire course. We're going to discuss a little bit about leg irons, belly chains, the belt, and some of these other devices here that you see on the market. So the first one we see is leg irons. And as you can obviously see, it's basically the same as a handcuff with a longer chain. And the nomenclature on this as follows, which is a chain, keyhole, keys, pawl, double bar, single bar, the ratchet, rivet, cheek plate, swivel eye, and the double locking mechanism. So pretty much the same as a regular handcuff. The only thing is it's a longer chain, to be able so that you can walk but not make a full stride and run. And that's what gives the corrections officers and police officers and security officers the one up over the guy here. It restrains them from running. So a little bit about leg irons is you should only apply after handcuffs have been deployed and use only when safe to. Apply at the ankle and apply while subject is standing, kneeling, or in the prone. Apply from rear if subject is standing. That way they can't attack you to the front. You have the advantage from the rear. And check for tightness and the double locking mechanisms located on the plate itself. Next up is belly chains. The nomenclature, you have an oversized waist chest ring, waist chain, standard handcuff nomenclature, and padlock rings. So it's basically the same thing. These basically tie your leg restraints to your side restraints and the actual handcuffs. And along with that goes what we call the leather transport belt. It has a belly chain ring, of course, the leather part of the belt, handcuffing ring, rivets, and belt holes. Use belly chains and restraint belts when transporting subjects in conjunction with leg irons. Apply only when safe. Place handcuffs inside leather restraint belt, chain rests on handcuff ring. Deploy from the rear of subject, and buckles always faces rear. And ring faces front of the subject. Make sure that you handcuff subject from the front and check for tightness and double lock. Okay, now we're going to talk a little bit about plastic restraints, otherwise known as flexi cuffs out in the field. They're good and they're bad. They're good if you have to really handcuff a mass amount of people, like in a riot situation. But the pros are they're cheaper alternative if you need to restrain large crowds of people. They are disposable and they are strong and they are light in weight. The cons you can only use them once and you risk injury when removing because you have to cut them off somehow, obviously. And they can be cut off by the suspect. And you also risk cutting off circulation because once they're tightened, you can't untighten them. So, you run more of a risk of cutting circulation off.